day is it? It'll be 2 hits. I hit you, you hit the floor. I feel my skin crawl. What day is it? Saturday, May the 2nd. This is actually our second day on the road. Yesterday it was kind of a disaster just as far as getting going. We got going a lot later than I planned to. And we didn't cover a lot of ground because with this being Miss Willow's first road trip, we basically stopped at every en route, which is Ontario rest areas. It used to be government owned until they got privatized. So we stopped at every one of those and gave her a chance to, stretch her legs, have a drink of water. And because she's still just a baby, she has a teeny tiny bladder. So we had no accidents, no pukes, no nothing. 6 o'clock, I got just like a pounding headache and I was hitting the nods. So I had to pull off into a rest area. And 4:30, I wake up, I'm like, oh, I guess I needed to sleep. So we are now at not a rest area, like a truck stoppy type of area. And so the dogs can have some breakfast. And Willow, of course, wants to play with King now because he just had a poop, so I guess he's later. Eastward bound. Morning is our third day on the road. Have found ourselves in an off-season ski hill across the border into New Brunswick from Quebec, near the town of Edmundston. And the nice thing is they have all these trails. They have like 75 clicks worth of mountain bike trails. We are partaking of one of them. We haven't really done any videos thus far, and for that I kind of apologize. It's just we've pretty much only stopped in rest areas. The last thing that I want to do in a rest area is have a camera out, be distracted, and someone pulls up and does what one does in a rest area and brings out their dog. If I don't catch it first, I can't do anything to put my dogs in the best position to deal with a dog. And I don't want to interfere with other people's time with their dog, right? Because that's kind of ignorant. It's not everyone else's problem that my dogs have got issues with dogs, and it's not their fault that their issues with dogs because they've been attacked, because people don't know how to train a proper recall on their dog, and it's okay, it's friendly. Stop me if you've heard this one. Willow has done remarkably well. Actually, she's taken to the whole traveling thing a lot better than I anticipated. Maybe it's because we've been stopping a lot more frequently than I normally would. I think the longest we've gone is 3 hours between stops, and that's because they were sleeping. We'd stop pretty frequently, like about every 100 clicks or so. So that helped with the teeny tiny walnut bladder, and it also helped with the motion sickness, I think. So we're gonna keep up with that. We could be in Nova Scotia today. Oh, that's pretty. Or we stop at the campsite that we stopped at the first time we came out east with the trailer. The one where I lost the use of my hand. If you haven't caught that video, I'll put the link up here somewhere. That was the trip where I basically broke every towing rule. You're a new tower? Do this. I'm like, what's the worst that could happen? Well, I lost the use of my hand for a couple of days. But really, in the grand scheme of things, if that's the worst of it, it's not so bad. Poor Kingley. I gave him the option to keep going, and he took it. He knows what it means. Actually, I'm going to put the camera away because I'm not really paying attention to where we're going. And that's a recipe for getting lost. But I mean, really, if we get lost, we just go down, and eventually we'll hit the road, and then we'll know where we are. Yeah, there's something out there. I'm not worried about it. I got a meathead. Got into Nova Scotia. We are at the Welcome Center, which is probably one of the prettiest welcome centers I think I've ever been to. It's raining. It has been raining all day. It's pretty much since we left the ski hill. It has been raining. We're kind of hiding out here. We're taking short little walks, and there's a lighthouse that we're going to go walk down to, just down the hill from the visitor center, which is why everyone is kind of, everyone's all wet. And we'll go down there now. So it is the end of day 3. Yes, day 3. It's early, but it's still raining, and I'm done. I'm done driving for the day. We were going down the highway, and we were getting caught in the ruts, and the ruts were all full of water. So I was just like, and with towing a trailer, I was just like, no, No, we're not flipping this thing. That is pretty low on my list of things to do, is to flip the car and the trailer with all of us. So we're gonna go for another little stroll. I'm gonna try and feed the puppies. I'm probably gonna feed them in the trailer, so at least they have a little bit more space than they do in here. Now that there's 3 of them. I'm gonna put a towel down, especially for Mr. Kigley, because Mr. Jowly Jowl. It has not stopped all day. I am still drenched from our walk at the Welcome Center. Oh, and Miss Willow, I think, had a little bit of a meltdown because, you know, she's still a toddler. So she was just pouncing on King and Lily, and then King was like, all right, we're gonna play. And I'm like, no, I'm all tangled up, and then we're getting rained on. So I put King and Lily away, and then I took Willow out, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna remind you of your leash rules, and you know how to walk on a leash when you're not a toddler, a cranky pants toddler. So it just took a little while. I think she just needs to be by herself. And then, okay, so can you hear that? This has been all day. It's actually gotten a lot worse. It's gotten a lot worse. So, yeah, what a day. I know you can't really see anything out there, but here we are. So, hopefully that's it. So the lighting's not very good, and I apologize for the Halloween-esque atmosphere. Something that I've never really had to deal with before. I know, right? Normally what I do is when I take my shoes off, I kind of put them underneath the trailer. And with the odd times when I miscalculate how far to put them under the trailer, they're fine. Except for that one time in northern Quebec when something stole my shoes and dragged them across the clearing. In this case, we're parked across the wind. So that side's the windward side and that word's the leeward side. The wind's coming this way. So I went to put my shoes where we got in, which is, the side that's protected from the wind, and there's a little river. So my shoes started to float away. So I'm like, okay, I can't do that. So I went to put them under the other side, and I'm like, well, they're just gonna get rained on and probably blow away, because you see how much this is shaking? That's from the wind, not from someone having a temper tantrum. You probably can't see them because the lighting's not that good in here. So what I ended up doing was taking my shoes, putting each of them in a poop bag, because I didn't have any other bags around, and shoving them in one of the stuff sacks for the down blankets that we have. So that is where my shoes are right now. I'm drenched, I'm tired, the dogs are cranky. Willow and King were just having a little fight club, and hopefully we can get some sleep. Lily's cranky. Oh, I really hope that was water. It is still, it's the 4th. Oh, my hair's a mess. It is still windy. It's not as windy as it was last night. Last night was insane. I think it was actually worse. I think yesterday was worse than it was in Newfoundland. I can't remember if I said that earlier, but I think it was. Like, I had to actually keep the vent closed because otherwise the vent would have been ripped right off. Like, that's how windy it was. We actually stayed off the highway for a bit until the wind kind of died down, and we just took back roads. And I think that's the secret, because now it's, even here I think we're on the ocean. Let me see if I can turn. And it's not that bad. Like, it's windy. Look at me. I'm a disaster. I'm not even a hot mess. I'm a spicy disaster. We are on the world famous Cabot Trail. As you can see, it's kind of pretty. So this morning we left the rest area just into Nova Scotia. Here we are, and the weather is lovely now. It's absolutely stunning. This particular site that we're at, or this area, there's like a bunch of levels to it. I parked up by the road because it's easy, but I always go through like site envy, and I'm like, I think I can get down here because this spot is far superior to the one that we're at, but it's a little bit rougher. Are you having a poop? No, just having a sniff. Do I take my chances and come down here, which is all smooth rock? You good? Oh, we are having a poop. Hang on. We're completely blocked from the road. Poop break. Take 3. Everyone's pooped now, so unless I all of a sudden have to pop a squat, we're good. There's one patch that's questionable. I think I can do it, but I'm probably gonna bump my hitch off of the rocks. And I've really pushed my luck with that. Like, this is the worst decision that I have to make. It's pretty okay. So it's a lot of rocks. It's funny, you look at it one way and it looks great. You look at it the other way and you're like, ugh. Yeah, see, like this part, you can usually go off to the side and ride like the middle and one edge. But in this case, let's see if it over my shoulder, you kind of can't do that. I think I'm going to avail myself of discretion versus valor. And I think we're going to stay where we are. It's relatively protected. And if we need to make a quick escape, for whatever reason, or if it gets, I mean, it's not supposed to be lousy tomorrow, but the way this trip has been lately with the weather, I'm not taking the weather network I'm not taking them at face value because they've been so wrong lately. So I think we're just gonna stay where we are, and I'm gonna wait until I've opened up all the vents and all the windows because it was so wet yesterday, or from yesterday. Okay, so I'm gonna spin you around. You're gonna see where we are right now. I'm assuming you can see. Like, that's not bad. That's not bad. I'll get you out of the sun. There we go. And it's if we need to make good our escape. Tried to smack myself with poop. I've got us pointed right out at the exit. That's fine. I think we're good. We are good. Because I'm not very good at judging heights. This is a little high. The ground goes down. Trailer goes up. This is my usual food prep space. Yeah, I'm batting like 1,000. Lily is on the watch. Right? Lily is on the watch. Hello! Who's tangled up in who? Oh, I have to sort that out. I'm hoping you can hear me. Oh, I can't do that. I'm sorry. So we're in Cape Breton Highlands National Park. It's, kind of pretty. If you're into... We're not camping here. Okay. We're not camping here. We just stopped for a little stroll, a little leg stretch. Dogs peed and pooped. That's good. That's always a positive. So, we're almost done the Cabot Trail, and we'll see where we end up next. So it's morning of May the 6th. One thing that I did not know about Nova Scotia, thick with ticks. I have pulled off, I don't even know how many. None have really attached. I've caught them all pretty quick. I feel my skin is crawling. And you know how some people mosquitoes will always attract them, or mosquitoes will always be attracted to them. That is Lily with ticks, because, and I think part of it's because she's got that thick, thin, light colored coat. You could just see them on her, and I was like, oh, and I pulled off a whole bunch, and I pulled one off of Willow, and I pulled a couple off of King. I haven't found any on me yet, but oh geez, I feel my skin crawl. Like I keep thinking that I'm like, ugh, I feel one on. I keep looking. I'm like, oh, okay. And some of them are huge. Like you can't miss them. Like you'll see them. They'll be like sticking out of Lily. The funny thing is, with a lot of ticks, you'll see them in her forehead wrinkles, and they'll just be like, oh, bonjour, and then they pop back down. And you're just like, oh. So yeah, that was a long time. Actually, I pulled off a skin tag off a King that I thought was a tick, and I was like, oh, buddy. And he's just like, it was on his foot too, so that was not fun at all, and I'm still skin crawling. So, all right, onward and upward. We slept here last night, which initially was lovely. A little strange though. One thing that kind of, and just bear with me here. You come down this road, and then you have like this little roundabout, or cul-de-sac, I guess is the proper term for it, and you have all the space. So I parked as far, out of the way, so I don't bother anyone. And all these people would come down. They would come down the road. They would stop there, and they'd leave, or they'd do the circle and they'd leave. Okay, maybe they just want some alone time, some private time, whatever. And they're like, oh, someone else is here, whatever. But then around 1 o'clock in the morning, I don't know the exact time, I hear this, I assume it was a diesel, very, very loud, and motor engine. It comes down, it circles, goes behind us. So it would have been like parked like right here, because, like the trailer's like, I'm trying to like not get my plate because I'm lazy and don't feel like editing it all out. They pulled in right behind me, rev the engine, and turn up the tunes. So it's like, okay, that's awesome. And then, and I couldn't quite make out a lot of what they said because it was a mix of French and English over the sound of the loud engine, and it started to rain. But I heard something along the lines of, it'll be 2 hits. I hit you, you hit the floor. So I'm not sure if they were kind of like trying to threaten me and scare me off, but it's like, hang on, I'm not going to get out of my trailer, which is relatively, you would have to, not fight hard to get into it, but you would have to put some effort into it. So yeah, that's where they pulled in right behind me. I'm not going to get out with a truck full of unknown people with unknown implements. So I sat there for a while. I was like, ugh. So I'm peeking out the window. I couldn't really see anything. Of course, the window's tinted too, and it's raining, and it's dark, and there's no lights here. So, fine, whatever. I'm assuming they were young-ish, and I'm assuming there was alcohol involved. Likely a couple of beers, given the amount and frequency and volume of the belches that I heard over the engine. Fine. Car leaves, or truck leaves, but then I hear another truck start up, and it parked directly across from us, and the other one left. So now I'm like, well, crap. Are they gonna try and mess with the car? Like I'm like feeling for every wiggle, and at first Lily and Willow barked, but then they just went back to sleep. So I'm lying there, and then I don't know if it was the same truck or a different truck came back down. They kind of like parked next to each other, and then they both left. So as soon as they left, I was like, ooh, scamper on out. Check the car. I half expected them to. I didn't think they'd spray paint anything because I would have smelled it because I had the top vent wide open. I'm like, maybe they flattened the tires. I half expected them to like bump the trailer just for the. I was like, because if they wanted to get to scare people out, that would be a way to do it. And then they left, and then we went back to sleep. It was lovely. And then this morning again, you got all these people coming down. They just like drive down, and then they'll leave. So I would love to know why they just like literally. I just watched one guy. He stopped right there. He got onto the sand, and they backed up and left. And other people just turn around and leave. And that was like a stream of vehicles last night. And the funny thing is, The really funny thing now, if okay, so I'm not like, what are you doing coming down here? You know, this is obviously their neck of the woods. This is where they go. But if you go just where those pine trees are on that side, there's another kind of trail, another path, and trucks like the ones that were coming down here could easily have handled that, and it's much more private. So I don't know, I would have just gone down there and been like, a lot fewer people, because you know, we had people down here walking dogs, we had people, I think they were collecting clams or something, like, I don't know. But then you go up there, we walked up there, actually walked all the way down we walked all the way down the beach, and then we walked back along the path because there were people here. It looked like no one had gone there for a while. So I'm like, why would you not go there as opposed to coming here where everyone is? So whatever, that was just weird. So now every truck that comes down, I'm like, I think I recognize those wheels, but none of them have that, like, I want to say Dwally diesel kind of roar. Because otherwise it's going to be like, ooh, are you the guy? Maybe I could do like a take and get them to good luck, and then be like, oh, I have a set of unique skills. Okay, so that's it. Fed the dogs, and we're gonna go on soon. So talk to you there. So at the end of May the 8th, I finally set up the tent. It's not too windy. I thought, you know what, the dogs would love to have an opportunity to sit inside. I had the buddy heater going. It was toasty warm. I set up their beds. I set up the nice camping chair. And I was sitting there, I was like, this is lovely. And then what happens? They wanted to play. So I thought, you know what? I'll give them their bully sticks. They love bully sticks. That'd be great. Do you know where they are with their bully sticks? Well, here's the tent. You'll notice there's no one in there. You want to know where they are? They're here. Here they are. Yes, you with your bully stick. Oh, that you managed to get out of the holder. Damn it. Wow, you actually ate faster than Lily. That's gotta be a world speed record. I'm so glad I spent all that time putting it up. I mean, it wasn't a lot of time, but you know. But we have this view. So that's pretty okay. That's pretty okay. I mean, we do have a highway right behind us, but I don't have some jackhole in a pickup truck threatening to beat me up, so that's gonna be nice. And here we go. We'll be passing by Quebec. Oh, here goes traffic. Right. Oh, maybe not. That's the 132. If you ever drive along that's the St. Lawrence River that I just showed you. If you ever drive along the St. Lawrence River, take the 132. It's a far better drive. I mean, the 20 is faster. It's a highway. It's a proper highway. But the 132, I mean, come on. You have this next to you. Is it really even a question? So this is the morning of May the 9th. We just got up. We're enjoying a lovely morning constitutional. It's amazing how far the water came up, because these rocks yesterday, hang on, let me show you. We're high and dry. So, I mean, I know how tides work. It's just, you know, being a Central Ontario girl, you don't really, you know, you forget about it. And then you go, oh wow, the water's really high. So no one bothered us last night. It's lovely. There's a camper van that's there now, but I haven't seen neither hide nor hair. And hopefully I shan't see hide, because I can just imagine some come running down to the beach, and you know, it's okay. You know, I shouldn't be so negative. We haven't had any real dog encounters on this trip, which has been really nice. I mean, I think the fact that we're completely off peak season has a little bit to do with it. Has a lot to do with it, which is why I like. He keeps trying to. Hey, that's salt water, you dingbat. Let's go. I don't know if I mentioned my Blackstone everything just went wrong with it all at once. Like a bunch of screws popped off, so now the lid's not well attached. The piezo starter came unscrewed, which likely had something to do with it bursting through the back wall of the galley, which I thought I'd repaired well enough, but then I kind of forgot about over the winter because I had a whole bunch of other stuff going on. So I'm gonna do that when I get home, fix it up proper. Since I was gonna just tear it apart and rebuild it all from scratch, but it looks like I can't do that for a while because of money or lack thereof. So we are almost to the end of the beach, and then I will let you go, and we will see you when we next see you. The last day on the road, my GoPro crapped out on me, so I'm using my phone, so don't get mad at me for the difference of video quality. We stayed at the Halt 174. It's just off the 132. And fun fact, even though everything says it's 24 hours, so 24-hour restaurant, there's a hotel, there's an Irving, there's a gas station, a ton of food options in there, as evidenced by the fact that I was double fisting coffees on my way out. Everything basically shut down at 11. If one has a bio emergency, one must seek one's own options. Luckily, there is a McDonald's and a Tim Hortons across the roundabout. But, you know, if you're about to have a cleanup on aisle 3, keep that in mind if you're staying here. Huge parking lot, like massive parking lot. So this is a great place. And this is, I think, we've stayed here a few times. I think we stayed here both times in and out when we went to Newfoundland. I think after the guys threatening me on the beach, I kind of wanted somewhere a little bit safer. And I know some people be like, oh, truck stop's not safe. Truck stop's actually very safe when you think about it, because you've got lots of witnesses. There's cameras everywhere, at least in this one. There's cameras everywhere. So people are less likely to do anything untoward, as opposed to, you know, a remote beach with no lights and all that. I stay good to go. Like if anything did come up that we needed to de-ass the area, we could do that quite quickly. It's just getting out of a teardrop is a little hard. I would just leave the dogs in the car, to be quite honest, or in the trailer. If it was that big of an emergency, they would stay in the trailer. I just peel out of here until it is somewhere safe. So, but we are, I mean, if I took the highway, I could probably be home in about 6 hours. We're not taking the highway because I feel like my poor car is just like, I don't think the engine was really ever, even though it says it's got a towing capacity of, you know, I think it's like 1,700 pounds plus. Sometimes I feel like I've abused a little bit more, especially over those really mountainy, hilly areas. So we're just gonna, that's a much better view on the you know, the kind of back roads, the smaller highways, as opposed to, you know, the highway and other drivers. And I don't have the stopping distance that just the car would have, so I can't deal with people cutting me off. One thing, if you're coming to Quebec or going through Quebec and New Brunswick too, and you're nervous or insecure about your language, I've been trying my French. I used to be fluent, like way back in the day I was fluent, and then it just went away like everything else does. Everyone has been so gracious and appreciative. Like no one's laughing at you or anything like that, even though I'm gonna try. And I had a few people say that. I'm like, you know, I'm really embarrassed. And they go, we appreciate the effort. So, you know, next time I pass through, I'm gonna try and, you know, make an effort to practice my French beforehand. I mean, now I can order coffee. The dogs have a pup patty to share in because there's an A&W here. So we're gonna get to that now.